Hi, this is Chris Martenson of PeakProsperity.com. It is Wednesday, August 6th, 2014. And boy, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. We've been tracking all of it over at Peak Prosperity as much as we can. Today's big news is Poland accusing Russia of amassing troops on the Ukrainian border in what they think is a prelude to some sort of advancement into Ukrainian territory by Russia, who may well call it a humanitarian gesture, which wouldn't be surprising if you know what's going on in the two border cities that the Ukrainian military has been shelling with a variety of things, including, if the Russians are to be believed, a version of napalm. Very dire humanitarian situation unfolding in a couple of very large cities in eastern Ukraine. So if Russia did decide to go in on a humanitarian front, it wouldn't surprise me a lot. These are Russian-speaking people. These are very large cities, and they are under full siege. And they definitely need some sort of assistance or relief. And it's an amazing thing watching the world, pretty much, at least the Western world, not pay any attention at all to really the siege of two major cities. It's a very big deal. As well, we've got ISIS, the rebels in Syria, now Iraq, now it looks like Lebanon, looks like they're kind of going all over the place in that part of the world, are making very large gains. We've been tracking that as well. A huge mystery to us that the gains they've been making have been accompanied by gentle downward pressure on oil prices. So the geopolitical risk of what's happening in the world has one effect on oil prices, which is to drive them up. But at the same time, the world economy seems to be driving the price of oil down. Those are the two forces. It looks like for now, the decline in the global economy is winning out over any upward pressure on oil prices. So that's the best I can analyze at this point in time in terms of understanding what's happening with oil prices. But what else are we seeing? Commodities in particular, Dr. Copper, down and down pretty strongly of late. We're seeing warning signs all across the Chinese economy. Europe, obviously, in a lot of trouble, looking like they're slipping into recession. Italy recording 2 back-to-back quarters of negative growth, so that's a recession for Italy. And we're seeing it in the markets. Now, if you're interested in what's going on in the markets, we have a large 2-part report written by our own Charles Hugh Smith in this topic, which is around this market decline. Is it real? Is it just another head fake? Should you buy this dip like all the others? Where are we in this? That's the topic that we're talking about right now. Is this decline the real one? And of course, we happen to think that this whole market has just been an expression of Federal Reserve and other central bank printing. They've done everything they can. They've been on the extend and pretend, pray program. Just print money and pray that somehow that global, robust economic growth returns, and it hasn't. We're not seeing it anywhere in the data at this point in time. It's barely above stall speed. So you take the geopolitical risk, what's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in the Middle East. You take all of the economic data that we've got. Very perilous times at this point for investors. That's one of the things we're discussing this week. And again, I'm Chris Martenson of PeakProsperity.com, and I hope that you are well on your way to preparing to be more resilient in the future. Thanks for listening.